Vicky Anderson, and Marva Whitney. We're going to give you some of their songs. They had a lot of funk and soul, and it had a message. Their songs are still a message today for the ladies. So sit back and enjoy yourself. If you'd like to sing along with us, dance with us, please do that.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Soul Scrum. Calvin Lincoln, and tonight it's on. I haven't got a chance to get to this because I've just been so busy, but Fred Wesley. Yeah, Fred Wesley and the New JBs featuring Martha High and her female divas came through, and you know, it takes me back to the days that I never ever want to forget. They played Redwood City, they played Santa Cruz, they played Yoshi's in Oakland, and yeah, the days that I never want to forget is the best thing I can think of. When I saw Martha High, I thought about when I first saw her back in 1974 at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. And ironically, I think it was like 2 days before, or either 2 days after they did Soul Train. You know, when they were on for the Payback and My Thing and Papa Don't Take No Mess and Hell and all of that kind of stuff. So that was the show that I saw. As a matter of fact, thinking back to that show, I remember James Brown being on stage, and the strobe light came on when he was doing The Boss, and he pulled this white lady up on stage. He was doing the robot, and he had the Godfather Soul, the GFOS. You know, it was like this gray outfit or whatever. If you look at the Midnight Special, which some of those are on YouTube, you see James Brown, that's actually what he was wearing. So I thought about all of that, and it came back, and I remember Fred Wesley and them doing Damn Right I'm Somebody, and yeah, the vibe of that show, it just, like I said, I got some albums signed. This was the one time in a very long time where I actually really went into fan mode, you know, and I've known Fred for some time. In fact, back in the old days when he lived like literally in South Carolina, like really, John Blackwell used to be Prince's drummer, grew up like really like literally on the same block in Manning, South Carolina. That's some time ago. But Fred Wesley, boy, when he went into the Horny Horns stuff, you know what it is when he does the James Brown stuff. You know what it is when he does his own stuff. But this particular show, he went into the Horny Horns stuff, and the players that he had with him, he had Bruno Speight from the S.O.S band, you know, Take Your Time, Do It Right, and The Finest, and all of that kind of stuff. He was playing with them, and the other killers that he had with him. They were so locked in. They were just so very locked in that Fred became visibly moved. I could see it, and he actually started reminiscing when he started talking about the Horny Horn stuff, and he was saying, yeah, Jerome Braley was on this, was on drums on this, Bootsy Collins was on bass, Gary Scheider was on guitar, Bernie Worrell was, he actually just started talking through the song as they were playing it, and he kind of took us into the studio and showed us what they were doing or whatever. But that dude is a legend, and we don't have many of them that are left like that, especially like with Roy Ayers checking out, Jerry Butler's checked out, Harry Elston of the Friends of Distinction. And what I would say to any of you guys, don't wait. When you get a guy like Fred Wesley that comes through, whenever he comes through, go see him. Because believe it or not, he sat down during the show quite a bit, but when he blew when he got on the trombone, he started blowing the whole blow Fred thing that, James Brown and George Clinton used to say. When that part of it came up, you knew that it was really Fred Wesley. That's the best way I could put this. Let's get to some entertainment from Fred Wesley and the Divas and Funk and Roll.
That's a good one.